Yes, Reason Studios just uploaded a video with Ryan talking about and showing Reason 13's new DAW workflow improvement features, as they call it. So we're going to take a look at that. There's the amazing setup, which you can't really see because I'm so huge and behemoth that I get in the way of any camera angle really, unless I'm kneeling on the floor. I'm not doing that, but let's get on with it.
Say hello. Microphone check. Reason Studios video with Ryan. We've already watched the browser features and the browser in Reason 13, all the changes and stuff in the previous video. In this video, we're going to be looking at what Ryan is going to show us for Reason 13's workflow and DAW improvements. Here we go.
Reason's workflow that we need to cover, and that's the changes to Reason's sequencer. Starting from the top, Reason's song window includes toggle buttons for quick access to important areas, like the device palette, or the mixer, rack, and sequencer.
Okay.
To see one of the biggest workflow changes to Reason 13, all we need to do is double-click a clip in the sequencer. In the past, this would take you to edit mode.
So it looks like the little round tab things, which used to make the rack come bigger, and the mixer, you'd be able to drag the mixer down and then drag the browser up this way, and then have the sequencer up this way and just adjust it as you want, and then or shrink one to a grey bar sliver. It seems that's all gone now, and they've just got the tabs at the top, which are probably going to be shortcutted, I'd imagine. So you just press the button and go to which one you want. Probably. We'll see.
Which replaced the song's arrangement to show just the notes of the clip we were editing. So we can see our whole song with the tracks and clips.
I do prefer this because one of my complaints about Reason 12 and previous versions, you click on the MIDI clip there and then open up the MIDI window directly underneath it, not losing the position on the sequencer where you are. It's pretty good. That's probably going to speed things up a little bit.
You'll also see that the edit area has automatically zoomed to fit the width of our clip.
That's similar to Ableton. A little bit similar to Ableton. Ableton automatically resizes the MIDI though. As you're recording, it'll resize the MIDI window and zoom out sort of as you're getting a longer clip. Longer and longer clip as you're recording.
And, well, it's all here on display. If I did want to...
Well, the way this is set up here, with the, piano roll on the left there, sequencer here at the top, and then the MIDI sequencer at the bottom of the arrangement sequencer, just reminds me a lot of Ableton.
Obtain this level of zoom as I move from this long clip on this track over to the short clip. I just single-click this clip to see its contents for editing, but without zooming to fit. I can also lasso multiple clips in the sequencer and press return to open them all in the edit area, with the first one active and all others just...
Okay, that's pretty good. That's pretty cool.
Single click away.
Okay.
And if I wanted to zoom in on the timeline myself, I can click and drag the top half of the timeline to zoom in or out.
So that's pretty useful. To click and drag and zoom. It does look a bit slow there though. I'd like an option to be able to speed that up. Also, kind of cool if you could use your mouse roller wheel, your top wheel in between the two mouse buttons, and roll to zoom. That would be quite useful if they could do that.
As well as moving forward or backward in time. I like to turn the follow song button off so that my view stays even if the playhead scrolls out of view. And since we're in a split view, click...
I don't remember Reason ever having a follow pointer function. I know FL Studio has it. I don't remember if Reason 12 has it. If it did, I didn't use it.
Drag to zoom and move around too. Like choosing a clip stretch type.
I can see they put a lot of effort into this. It's not just like they've just, we're just going to do some random stuff. There's been some thought put behind here. They've actually tried to make effort and listen to some of the criticism of their their sequencer and their MIDI editing. Obviously, there's going to be room for improvement, of course. But this is it looks pretty good to me. Is it better than other DAWs? Leave in the comments if you think it's better or inferior to other DAWs. But I think, to me, this looks pretty good. It seems to have taken a little bit of Ableton, a little bit of Studio One, a little bit of FL Studio, and just take a few bits of each and put it into here. There's no DAW can do everything. That's why people choose different DAWs in the first place, because there is no one fits all.
Transposing, reversing, or normalizing it. Or if I expand the tempo inspector, I can drag to quantize or adjust the timing of my audio here without going into slice edit mode.
Again, that's very much like Ableton.
If I select the razor tool to cut an audio waveform, I can do that down on the waveform itself in a free-form way, snapping to the slice transients, which means I can cut these drums up perfectly on the transients and perform certain transformations on them. Like quantizing is one I do most commonly.
Mm-hmm.
Or if I want to impart a more imperfect...
I very rarely quantize. I just play as it is in the position. Just leave it for that natural swing, but that's after years of doing it. Years of playing keys and pads and so on. But I don't really quantize things very much anymore.
Human feel to notes that I've drawn in by hand, I might choose to randomize my timing instead, and click Randomize, which it does with each subsequent click within that specified note range.
That's pretty cool. I like that. I think FL Studio's got a similar sort of thing. That's I kind of like that kind of randomization of MIDI notes function, because as long as it keeps it in key, it keeps it in key. So that could be pretty useful.
Its current value.
Okay.
I can set that amount and click.
So there was something that YYBY said. He said he's fed up of clicking on things and having to do things by hand and not being able to type in the actual options. He just wants the precise settings, numbers. He wants to just type that in, so you can type it in if you want to type in. So I think he's going to like that improvement.
Scale button to transform the notes. Select a bunch of clips across multiple instruments and sequencer tracks to then transpose my song by, let's say, 4 semitones. The transformation...
That's good. I like that, because I have actually got some projects I was doing, and when I exported them as audio of the finished product, I took it into an external audio editing software and then pitched it down, and it sounded much better to me. But of course, the original project is all still in the original tempo, so I couldn't go back and edit it, because it will be back up to the up at the speed it was set at when I exported it, and so I can't go back and edit it at that new lower tempo or lower speed, or whatever, lower tempo, lower pitch that I liked after exporting the file. So now with this feature here, I can go and load up all those files and projects that I slowed the master down outside once it's exported. I hope you're getting what I'm saying. Confusing.
Will be familiar to those we've seen in the edit area. So okay, that is a pretty solid walkthrough of the new browser and the DAW workflow features in Reason 13. If you've been using Reason for a while, hopefully I've helped transition you into the new locations for things that you use all the time. And hopefully I've shown you how some of the features will speed up your music making, helping you capture...
He hasn't showed all the MIDI editing features. I've seen other editing features like ramps and other stuff like that. But I think what he's showing is actually pretty good. See, the other